lot of snow at home for Randy Bennett and his St. Mary's Gales. For that matter, not much in Matthew Dellavedova's home of Australia either. But it's not really the weather that the Gales have to contend with. Star Gonzaga forward Kelly Olynyk and the great Zags fans here inside the kennel, much more of a concern. It's Gonzaga and St. Mary's coming up next. And welcome here to Spokane, Washington. What an atmosphere we have here for tonight's game. It is our Thursday night showcase presented by T. Rowe Price, the St. Mary's Gales, and the number 9 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs. Really just a tremendous atmosphere, as we would expect here tonight inside the kennel. Dave Fleming alongside Stephen Bardo for what is not just a great West Coast Conference rivalry, Stephen. Over the last 5 years, maybe no better basketball rivalry out west.
Yeah, you know, you're talking about the cyclical nature of college basketball with the Pac-12 a little bit down. Rivalries like this and in the Mountain West Conference have emerged, and this is as special as it gets.
So St. Mary's and Gonzaga, they've had all kinds of great battles over these last few years. We expect another one here. The top 10 Bulldogs being led by Kelly Olynyk. And Stephen, you're one-on-one. How do the Gales stop Kelly Olynyk?
Hope that he has food poisoning at the beginning of the game, as well as he's been playing lately. He's a 7-footer that has guard skills, and it's really not a lot you can do. You just hope that he's off, because when he's playing with the confidence that we've seen in the last 5 games, he's next to unstoppable.
All right, we're just about set to go now. Starting lineups first for the Gales, 12-3 overall. We'll talk a lot about their senior leader, Matthew Dellavedova, the point guard who does a little bit of everything for St. Mary's. On the other side of things for Gonzaga, 15-1 and a top 10 ranking in the talented backcourt. Size down low. Elias Harris, one of the top players in the country for this excellent Bulldogs team. And the place is jumping. Great finish in Eugene. The Ducks and the Wildcats. We expect a wild one here tonight. Inside the kennel, it'll be St. Mary's with the first possession of the game.
Yeah. Look for a lot of ball screen action by St. Mary's, particularly Matthew Dellavedova.
Two excellent offensive teams like to play up-tempo style. There's a screen for Dellavedova, and he finds Young cutting to the basket. Mitchell Young missed the shot, though.
That's going to look for St. Mary's. Something going towards the bucket with Mitchell Young there. Just couldn't finish.
There is Olynyk, his first touch. He has been on fire for Gonzaga. One of the most improved players, maybe the most improved player in the country this season. Olynyk, who will shoot from the outside, gives it up into the corner. And off the dribble, the attack for Bell. He misses the shot from close range. It's out of bounds off the Zags. Head coach for the Gales, he's just done an incredible job. His 12th year at St. Mary's. Randy Bennett, last year, outright conference championship and tournament championship for Randy Bennett and his Gales.
Yeah, and he does a great job, Dave, in terms of a system. You know, Mark Few has a system in terms of guys he looks for. Well, Randy Bennett does the same thing, has established a tremendous pipeline from Australia.
These have been the top 2 teams in the West Coast Conference for many years now. Brad Waldo makes a move inside. Waldo, no good. Rebound Harris.
Good defense that time.
Yeah, they love to run, Stephen, and Pangos on the move.
Nice help that time by Brad Waldo. Helped on the cutting Elias and got back defensively.
Olynyk with the foul, scores the first basket of the game.
Well, Kelly Olynyk, he's going to square you up like a guard does. He gets past you, and he's 7 foot, ladies and gentlemen. So when he gets to the rim, if you don't foul him before the ball gets over the shoulder height, he's going to have a good chance to finish.
Well, that's already an example of what you talked about right in our open. A big man with perimeter skills. He can put the ball on the floor. It's part of the reason why he's been on such a tear.
I agree, and it's, you know, the game has really slowed down for him. You know, he's confident. He utilized the redshirt year as well as any player in college basketball, and it's all paying off for him right now.
Dellavedova 3-look. Olynyk grabs the defensive rebound. Zags off to their best start since moving to Division I. A tough schedule, and yet Gonzaga 15-1. Pangos a little runner off the glass.
Wow, Gonzaga looks like they are committed to getting to the rim. Not looking for outside jumpers. They are putting it on the deck and getting to the hole.
Jordan Page with the ball for St. Mary's. Double team comes, and he'll give it up to the senior leader, native of Australia, Matthew Dellavedova. Shot clock at 10. Dellavedova, a little runner himself. No good. Tips it up. No good. Harris got a hand on it. Here comes the Pangos. Here go the Zags. DeLandrietti, a touchdown low. Olynyk starts to make his move with the right hand. Harris grabs the offensive board.
Well, that just kills you right there, Dave. When you're playing great defense, you force a miss. You've got to come up with a defensive glass.
This time, Mitchell Young does do that. St. Mary's, excellent offensive team in their own right, and they're still looking for their first points of the game.
Gonzaga doing a really good job of focusing on Dellavedova, trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Waldo sets the screen for Page. Harris with the help. Here's Stephen Holt. No good, too strong. Holt's going to track it down to the corner, though.
Nice job of Holt following the flight of the basketball.
Dellavedova. Holt with the dribble move for the first bucket of the night for St. Mary's.
I like that decision right there. Wasn't confident from three, put it on the deck. Able to get the runner to go, and St. Mary's finally gets on the scoreboard.
Dellavedova nearly took it right from DeLandrietti. Here's Gary Bell Jr. Olynyk slipping towards the basket. Just flipped it up there beautifully.
Boy, he's got an assortment in that offensive repertoire of his.
Right now, offensively, in all of college hoops, there aren't many playing better than Olynyk. Waldo with the tip, no good. Had a chance at it, couldn't knock it in. Pangos is not slowing down. Kevin Pangos with the foul. What a start for the Zags. Pangos and company leading St. Mary's early. It's 8-2.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by T. Rowe Price. Understanding the connections of a complex global economy. Invest with confidence. And in part by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
Dave Fleming, Stephen Barno in Spokane. A winter storm has blown through tonight. The homestanding Gonzaga Bulldogs top 10 team off to a quick start against their true rivals in the West Coast Conference over the last several seasons. This has been a nip and tuck rivalry, not just the wins and losses. Look how even the stats are. The games have been close, overtime matchups. These head-to-head games have been fantastic.
They have been fantastic, and it's great for this conference to have another contender step up, because Gonzaga had been the big dog on the block for so long.
Yeah, and Mark Few has kept that success going. The win-loss record speaks for itself. Nearly an 800 win percentage in his 14th year here. Mark Few, one of the excellent coaches in all of college basketball, and the program just keeps on rolling.
It really does. And, you know, when you're a player, you can tell coaches that you like to play for. Mark Few and Randy Bennett would be two of those guys. They're not real demonstrative. They have a hands in the barn mentality, meaning we've already discussed what we need, we've prepared, now go out and get it done.
I think both systems give players a lot of freedom to play. They lost Bo Levesque. Levesque, though, was fouled, couldn't quite finish. Off the bench, Bo Levesque will go to the free throw line. Interesting use of some pressure that time, three-quarter court pressure by Gonzaga, but St. Mary's cut it up via the pass. Yeah, it did not work the way the Zags were hoping. Out of that timeout, both teams going to the bench. Levesque in, the junior from the Bay Area, averaging just under 10 points a game. And Randy Bennett told us this afternoon he thinks Bo Levesque's made a lot of progress, playing very well lately. Big man Matthew Hodgson, James Walker, the third, also in for the Gales off the bench.
I like Randy Bennett trying to get different scenarios going on his team, see where he can get the advantage.
Sam Dower hands off to Pangos. Olynyk posts up, and that's too easy.
It looks like Bo Levesque is going to try to deny him, Dave. But Levesque at 6'7", that's going to be a tough task for the 7-foot Olynyk.
Olynyk off to the quick start. Gonzaga with a 7-point lead. They're swarming around Dellavedova when he touches the ball. Hope finds Walker. Back to the shooter, Levesque. Off the rim. And the rebound for Bell.
Nice ball move at that time. Got a wide open look. And St. Mary's, if they're not hitting their threes, they're going to have a difficult time matching up with Gonzaga this evening.
Gary Bell. Pangos wants the screen. He'll call for Dower. Slipped right through the defense and missed the shot. Dower hasn't come to him. It's out of bounds off Sam Dower.
See the previous play right here. Bo Levesque trying to get around, and Pangos putting it on the money to Kelly Olynyk.
That's a good point. The big guy's got to get the position, but then the little guy's got to also deliver the ball. That was a good pass by Pangos. Good reverse by Bo Levesque.
And I like Levesque right now being aggressive offensively, trying to take some pressure off Matthew Dellavedova.
There's a steal by Stephen Holt, who's got great speed in the open court. Pangos caught him from behind, though. The Zags are arguing that it's off of Holt, and it is.
That was a good job by the officials catching that call. Right there, you see Pangos never gives up on the play. Great hustle. Excellent call by the officials.
He waited for that moment when Holt switched back to dribble to the right hand and was there to poke the ball out of bounds, and it went off Holt, so that's a nice defensive play by Pangos. David Stockton in the game for the first time, handling the ball for the Zags, and Pangos and he will play together, sort of dual point guards. Good catch. Hart will swing it around to Stockton. No good on the three. Hart, who flies around, a real energy player, couldn't grab the offensive board.
I love Hart. You're talking about a guy who's been here a long time, and he understands what he brings to the game. Hustle, energy, heart, no pun intended.
Well, you can intend it if you want, because he's got it. One of the real leaders of this Gonzaga team. Does not score. Neither team's made a three, and the three-point basket is a big part of both of these offenses. Dellavedova, who's got a size advantage, lobs it to Hodgson, who brought the ball down and lost it.
Well, Hodgson has got a lot of potential, but he hasn't reached it yet.
Dower from the outside, and they're calling a foul. I believe the basket is good. But Dower hit the shot. The foul was away from the shooter.
I think it was Bo Levesque on Elias Harris. Trying to get around. Take a look right here in the post area. And Levesque right there with the contact and the bucket.
So the whistle came right as Dower hit that shot.
You know, in the preseason, Dave, Sam Dower was thought of as a big that could really come in and be effective, like this is going to be his time. But Kelly Olynyk has something to say about that with his maturation and his progress thus far.
Stockton on the perimeter. Both guys come out for the screen, and Pangos doesn't even use it. Then missed the shot, but tipped in. I think Harris got it.
Elias Harris, a nightmare matchup for any team. With his athleticism and size, very difficult to keep him off the offensive glass.
Levesque, wide open, shoots another three, hits the three.
That's good floor spacing by St. Mary's, allowing Levesque that open look.
He's got 7 of St. Mary's 9 points. Bad pass, Walker with the steal. It's a 2-on-1. Walker gives it up. Levesque avoided the foul. No! They call the offensive foul against Bo Levesque, asking for the basket. It will not count.
Right there, good defense. Walker starts a fast break. Good pass right there. Pretty good call. Pretty good call. He's outside the restricted area. Squared up on the defense. The defender can still be moving, but if he establishes position, he's in good shape.
So that's twice early in this game, Stephen. We've seen breakouts for the Gales. Holt.
Yes.
Out in the open, and that time the 2-on-1, and neither time the Gales capitalized.
And see, this is going to be a high possession game, but you still want to capitalize on those opportunities because it's not many times you're going to force turnovers against this Gonzaga ball club.
The officials are trying to sort through, not this foul, obviously this one was against Levesque with the charge call, but the previous foul, the whistle also came against Levesque, so we'll take another look at the play they're still talking about.
Here's the action right there with Elias Harris and Bo Levesque. Right there is where the call was made. So they're going to get Bo Levesque, and with that charge right there, that might be 3 fouls.
I think that's 2 again. All kinds of confusion here with who the foul's against, how many fouls do we have. But Bo Levesque, in the span of just a few seconds, gets called for 2 fouls, and that's critical because on the offensive end, he's been everything for St. Mary's.
He really has, and stretching the floor right now, and he's going to be asked to guard Kelly Olynyk a lot. And with that versatility that he brings to the ball club, that's going to really hurt.
So I think they have this thing sorted out. Michael Greenstein, Ken Diddy, Greg Nixon, the 3 officials here tonight in the West Coast Conference, and they're telling Randy Bennett what they were looking at and what the verdict is. Randy Bennett looks a little frustrated, I think, partially at the whistles and that charge call, but I think he also has to have some frustration. The Gales have had tip looks,
yes,
good passes from Dellavedova close to the basket they haven't capitalized on, fast breaks where they haven't converted into points.
And on the road, you know, coming into a hostile territory like this place is good for at least 10 points a game. So when you come and try to steal a victory on the road, you have to be at least 10 or 12 points better than your opponent on the road.
Levesque, who has been spectacular early on. Dellavedova, a little too strong. Young offensive rebound in the putback.
That's what St. Mary's does very well. Get on the offensive glass, create second chance opportunities.
The Gales have settled into this rivalry game after a quick start for Gonzaga. Elias Harris, good.
That's pretty basketball. Now, it looks simple, but the defense gave him the jumper. He elevated with confidence. That's the maturation in Elias Harris's game.
Dellavedova trying to find a teammate. Hart steals it away. And now Gonzaga's got numbers. Stockton all the way, no good. Young rebound. Here comes Stephen Holt.
Excellent job by Mitchell Young at 6'9".
How about the look from Dellavedova for 3?
Good job by St. Mary's. As you mentioned, they have weathered the storm here and have found a nice rhythm.
Harris one dribble over the top to Dower. Spin move, hook shot, good.
Like Dower got away with a travel there. Had a little Fred Astaire in the post area.
I thought the feet were moving a little bit.
Yeah, he had a little happy feet, but nice finish.
Dower went for the steal. Waldo gets fouled. Well, Dower gambled on defense there, and I think that cost Gonzaga.
Well, you see St. Mary's taking advantage of the fast break opportunities with a quick 3. Then Gonzaga and Sam Dower doing a little dance in the paint.
I'm Dan Burke and Jay Williams in our college basketball studios. Kentucky and Vanderbilt. Kentucky was up by 2 over on ESPN earlier. Kedron Johnson just 2 of 9 from downtown.
He misses the shot, but for Kentucky, a win is a win, especially when you have a lot of freshmen on that team.
Let's go back to Dave Fleming and Stephen Bardo. Jen?
All right, thanks. Here we are in Spokane. Gonzaga with the first half lead, 19-14, 10:41 to go. ESPN's got a Saturday showcase doubleheader in the ACC. First at noon Eastern. Should be a real good one. Top-ranked Blue Devils, now one of 2 unbeaten teams left in the country, on the road in Raleigh against the Wolfpack, and then Carolina, Florida State at 2 Eastern on ESPN Saturday.
Yes.
ACC standings, and of course Miami tonight winning at North Carolina. The Tar Heels start in league 0-2. Miami's 2-0. Maybe they're the team that contend with the Wolfpack and the Blue Devils for the top spots in that conference.
Yeah, I think so. Miami's got a very talented ball club, and you know, going into North Carolina, you see UNC, they're missing a few pieces. Roy Williams' club just not finding their way, going to Virginia and then losing at home tonight against Miami.
Well, there they are, the last 2. Arizona, top 5 team, undefeated until tonight, losing at Oregon. Brad Waldo makes 1 of 2 free throws. This is a 19-15 4-point Gonzaga lead, but only Michigan and Duke are left.
Well, in that Arizona ball club, they had been flirting with disaster there for a few games.
Quick release for Pangos.
Good to see Kevin Pangos get going early. Looking for his shot, being aggressive.
When he shoots the ball well, I don't know how you stop the Zags. This is such a potent offensive team. Hart guarding Dellavedova. And the double team. Dellavedova uses that hesitation move. Young had it stripped away and stolen. Now the lob. Harris, reverse, no good.
Well, I usually see Elias try to dunk that. When he gets that close to the rim, uses athleticism typically.
Walker off the dribble. Jordan Page is a good outside shooter. No good on the 3. Stockton had it knocked away, but Shemek Karnowski, the freshman from Poland, big kid, grabbed the loose ball. Harris almost fumbled that one away. Karnowski knocks Waldo to the ground. No whistle. Bucket good.
Wow. There's a lot of contact on that play.
Dellavedova floats through the lane. There's his first basket of the game.
Dellavedova asking for a foul as well. Felt like he got raked across the arm going to the rim.
I think these officials clearly have established that the 2 teams can get away with contact. Here's Harris backing in Mitchell Young. Harris elevated over top him, missed the shot. Walker on the move. Walker against Pangos. A foul against Pangos.
Well, let's take a look. Karnowski going heads up against Waldo. That's a lot of contact. I mean, but you know what? If you're a player, Dave, you like the fact that they're letting them play. It's physical. This is for first place in the conference. It's always a great matchup. This is good.
I do think there is a near epidemic in college hoops of guys just hitting the ground. I mean, you can call it flopping, whatever you want to call it. We see that so much. Gonzaga's a team with so much size. And Harris, he counts as a big guy, but a versatile player. Olynyk, Karnowski, Dower.
Yeah, Mark Few has a juggling act on his hands. And, you know, he says it's tough sometimes because Elias Harris and Kelly Olynyk have been playing so well that it's tough to get Dower and Karnowski into the ball game a lot.
Walker at the free throw line. It's a 5-point Gonzaga lead. It's a good problem to have. You have so much talent.
Yes.
You can't find minutes for good players, but it is a problem.
And every season, there's 4 or 5 games where something goes awry. You get foul trouble, there might be an injury, and other guys have to step up. Gonzaga has that ability to step up with players coming off their bench.
Bell was open, missed the 3. And a good rebound just off the bench, Kyle Rowley. For the Gales, doesn't play big minutes, but he's got size. Rowley couldn't even get there to set the screen. The help defense came before the screen. Young does not shoot from the outside very often. Rowley, offensive rebound. Wild shot, no good, off the Gales.
I tell you what, St. Mary's is not finishing well, but they're getting multiple opportunities on the offensive glass. If they can continue that, that bodes well for them especially in the second half.
I think you're right about that. This is a team that's shooting 50% for the year as a team, one of the top shooting percentages in the country. They're at 31% for the game right now, and a lot of those looks from close at range. Olynyk through the contact, drew the foul. Well, that'll be a shooting foul for Kelly Olynyk. We'll come back here to Spokane. We'll ask the question, is this Gonzaga-St. Mary's rivalry the best one out west? First half, Gonzaga 24, St. Mary's 19. Just under 8 minutes to play here in the first period from Spokane. Well, this rivalry has developed over the last many years, and part of the reason why it's been such a good one, these two teams 4 years in a row have met in the West Coast Conference Championship game. 2009, a big Gonzaga win, and then in 2010, a St. Mary's team that ultimately would play into Sweet 16 with a victory against Gonzaga. The Bulldogs bounced back a couple of years ago with a conference championship, and last year, after the Gales won the regular season outright, they capped it off with an overtime win in Las Vegas, 78-74. Regular season champs, postseason champs. Randy Bennett, Mark Few, top two programs in the league unquestionably, and maybe the best rivalry out west.
The information definitely points out on that, and you know the back and forth, and St. Mary's having won 4 of the last 7 meetings.
Kelly Olynyk misses the first of 2 free throws out of the timeout. Olynyk, who is coming off a career-best 33-point performance against Santa Clara on the road, makes 1 of 2 free throws.
And the way Olynyk's done it, a lot of damage in the second half. You saw at Washington State, he had 21 points in the second half there, and really helped Gonzaga avoid the upset.
He's had a lot of big second-half performances. Jordan Page rattled out on the 3. Ranowski grabs the defensive board. Outlet to Bell. Olynyk's got great position down low. They just could not get him the ball. Stockton over the top, and the layup good.
You see Karnowski come in and be effective now, and you're getting bench scoring. He's wearing down the front line of St. Mary's. This is why a lot of people around the country think that Gonzaga can have a deep run in the tournament.
I would agree with those people. Here's Stephen Holt. For the Zags, really the question has been the defense. The offense has been spectacular about all the way through. And so far in this one, they're playing good defense. Extra pass, Holt wide open, 3.
Man, excellent floor spacing and ball movement between Page and Holt there to get that open look.
And Dellavedova delivered the first pass. He won't get credit for the assist, but he really set the play up. Stockton launches the 3, off iron, rebound Rowley, and that's a foul against the Zags. I said that was against Gonzaga. The official pointed the opposite way, but then going to the scorer's table signals that that's a foul against Rowley.
Yeah, that was a strange call right there. It appeared as though Rowley had the defensive rebound, so St. Mary's front line starting to pick up a little foul trouble. But just the feel of this game, Dave, it would appear that Gonzaga's up double digits, but St. Mary's making the plays to stay within striking distance.
And they found a way to hang in there. Olynyk with the catch off the inbounds pass. It just couldn't get his balance to get a shot off. Olynyk will get the ball back against Waldo. Spin move, layup, good. Man.
Waldo played very good defense, but Olynyk just has better offense.
Well, he's got 9. The guy who has done so much of his scoring in the second half, having a big first half for the Zags. Olynyk with 2 fouls, attacks the basket. No, that's an offensive foul. That's number 3 against Levesque.
I need to see a replay on that one. I'm not so sure the defense. That's a bang-bang play. Like, Almost looked like Levesque was trying to jump away from Pangos. Didn't hit him square in the chest. So a lot of times you either let that play go or you call a defensive foul in that situation. So tough break for St. Mary's.
Well, Levesque just back in the game, immediately picks up foul number 3. Foul trouble for the Gales. Olenek over the top. And the pass was deflected by Dellavedova, but Dower stuck with it.
Wow, the reserve bigs from Gonzaga are having their way. Dower, Karnowski, really been effective here in the first half.
Dellavedova. Here's Holt, the 3. In and out, no good. Offensive rebound. Waldo with the left hand.
St. Mary's has been living on that offensive glass. Doing an excellent job of getting second chance opportunities and crashing the glass.
Pangos, he uses the glass.
Well, don't be surprised if Randy Bennett picks up a technical foul here. He is not pleased with the way the referees are calling this game.
Bell very physical against Dellavedova. Here's Waldo making another move. Came up short.
Brad Waldo was totally off balance that particular possession.
Dower the trailer. No good. Olenek got his hands on it, and he'll clean up the miss. Timeout, St. Mary's.
Well, Dave, when you're 7 foot and you can get a pinky on the ball, and the way Kelly Olynyk's been playing, it's all going his way.
Biggest lead of the game for the Zags, 35-24. Still 4:21 to go here in the first half. Gonzaga's offense, just as we expected it. The Zags, 55% from the field. Olynyk playing well. Pangos into double figures already. The St. Mary's offense needs to pick it up because Olynyk is so tough to stop.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to slow that guy down with the role that he's on. But St. Mary's needs to find a way to get Matthew Dellavedova going. Only 1 of 6 from the field thus far.
Dellavedova hits the 3, and that was a tough shot.
Yeah, that's an illustration of how strong that young man is. Going away from the bucket, strong enough to elevate, shoot a 3 coming off a screen like that.
Olynyk found the shooter in the corner. That was Bell, and off the rim. Bounce goes Gonzaga's way. The 3 is good.
Well, you usually don't see that. But the home rims, Gary Bell Jr. taking advantage.
Hodgson hands back to Dellavedova. Finds Young down low. That's a whistle and a foul. Foul against Dower. So another timeout for us here from Spokane. The friendly roll. Steven talked about the home rims. It's a good place to shoot here, the Kettle. That's a good look right there. Zags up by 11.
I'm Adnan Burke coming up with the Land Rover halftime report. Me and this guy, Jay Williams, will be breaking down what happened to Arizona. Unbeaten no more as they go down in what was a wildly entertaining game. Plus, Duke and NC State. Bruce Pearl's been frothing at the mouth to break down this game. He'll tell you why the Wolfpack have got to win this one. For now, let's send you back to more Gonzaga.
Biggest lead of the first half for the Zags, 38-27, leading St. Mary's here in Spokane. This is such a deep and talented Gonzaga team, and one of their stars, Elias Harris, part of our Wendy's Wouldn't Watch, a midseason top 25 candidate, averaging 15 points, just about 7 rebounds, two-time first team in this West Coast Conference. Elias Harris, the athleticism, the ability to play inside and out, quite a talent.
He is quite a talent, and it's been fun to see that he's stayed around. I remember after his freshman season, a lot of people thought that he would be a first-round draft pick in the NBA. This young man loves college. He wanted to stay in college. He knew he had more things to work on. And it's been our pleasure to see his game elevate to this level that it is now.
Yeah, didn't just stay around for 1 year. Here he is as a senior,
That's
a
right.
four-year college player. Out of the timeout off the foul. Mitchell Young misses the free throw. And nothing easy for the Gales in this first half. Young makes the second. Young had 2 free throws with a second or so remaining against Harvard to pull out a dramatic come-from-behind win. Clutch free throws for Young in that St. Mary's victory.
Nice cross screen by Pangos to try to free Elias Harris up. Mitchell Young got over it just in time.
Instead, it's Stockton with the ball through the lane. Stockton and Harris will get a touch for Olynyk. Shot clock under 5. Olynyk against the double team.
Dellavedova is finding himself defensively, Dave, on the baseline, having to rub off these bigs.
Steal by Stockton. Stockton with numbers, just kind of flung it up there. And Jordan Giusti off the bench for St. Mary's will come away with the ball. Hodgson on the baseline. Spun back, and Olynyk, good defense, forced a bad shot.
See there, St. Mary's just struggling, trying to get good looks.
Olynyk, I'd count that as a good look.
Olynyk's having his way as he has the last 4 games. You try to front him, they can throw him to the top. You play behind him, he'll put you in the popcorn popper.
15 first half points, 7 of 8 shooting for Olynyk, and he's playing active defense, came out to help there. Shot clock at 10, Holt against the defense. Young nowhere to go with the ball, he's got to shoot it, he does, air ball.
Excellent defense that time by Gonzaga.
What a catch by Harris! Offensive show for Gonzaga. Another St. Mary's timeout, a 9-1 run, and the lead is up to 16.
Dave, watch what Elias Harris does. He slows down a little bit. He gets his forearm on Mitchell Young to allow this lead pass to come right there. He creates the space, almost like a wide receiver, trying to get a lead pass to the rim. Elias Harris, the nuances of the game are allowing him to be very successful.
Hey, you do love the pass from David Stockton. One dribble and all the way down the court.
Yeah, Gonzaga is starting to take advantage of St. Mary's struggles on the offensive end.
The bad misses have led to breakouts for Gonzaga, and that's one of the reasons why the shooting percentages are so lopsided. Remember, St. Mary's came in shooting better than 50%. These are 2 of the 10 best shooting teams in college basketball. The Zags are nearly 60% from the field in the first half, and the Gales are down to 33%.
Yeah, and a lot of that's Kelly Olynyk and his looks. He's 7 of 8 from the field.
See if the Gales can make a push in the final minute and a half. Gonzaga playing so well. Dellavedova off that screen, no good. Another rebound for Olynyk. That's number 4 for him on the glass. Harris working hard for position down low. Olynyk wants the ball. With the dribble, he'll spin away from Waldo. Nowhere to go. That's pretty good defense from Waldo.
Yeah, Brad's done a pretty good job, but Olynyk's just on a tear that we haven't seen from many players around the country.
A runner, not that one. Waldo snatches the board. There is a slight difference, game clock, shot clock. Olynyk tried to draw the foul. Walker, a tough contested 2. And Olynyk snatches the ball away. Timeout, Mark Few. The Zags were trying to run, and the Gonzaga coach, Mark Few, wanted to slow it up and set up for a final shot.
Yeah, he's trying to make sure get it done.
A timeout. Gonzaga gives us a chance to remind you ESPN College Basketball available live anytime, anywhere on your computer, tablet, or smartphone at watchespn.com and with the Watch ESPN app. We'll see if Gonzaga can get a touch for Olynyk, who's had such a great first half. We mentioned the wooden watch list with Elias Harris on that list, Stephen. They make another adjustment before they finalize the list, and I have to think that Kelly Olynyk's got a great chance to be added onto that list. He is right now playing on the offensive end as well as almost anybody in the country.
Well, when you see a guy that looks like he's in slow motion because things are coming so easy for him, and every part of his game, putting it on the deck, scoring in the post, shooting the outside jumper, making passes. It's just incredible to watch. Over the last 9 minutes, Gonzaga has outscored St. Mary's 16-2 in the paint. A lot of that led by Kelly Olynyk.
So the Zags out of the timeout will set up this final play. Randy Bennett's still unhappy with the way this first half has gone. But that overall number, you're talking about the last stretch overall, big advantage for Gonzaga down low. A top 10 team and looking like it. Stockton holding and waiting, and now with 10 seconds, he's asking for Pangos to clear out. Olynyk with the screen, Stockton looking for Olynyk, and he'll deliver the ball beautifully for the layup. Perfect way for the first half to end. It was all Gonzaga, and in a lot of ways, Stephen, it was all Kelly Olynyk.
Well, watch the patience of Stockton. He knows what he's looking for. He wants to find Olynyk. It's not there right now, but just a split second allowed him to get in position. Excellent job by Stockton and Olynyk in a two-man game.
Gonzaga did just about everything right in the first half, so the Zags have opened up the lead. It's halftime here in Spokane. Trey Burke, Jay Williams, Bruce Pearl in our studios. Gonzaga with a 46-28 lead.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Not tight as a drum there for Gonzaga so far, as they're showing why they're a top 10 team. We begin, though, with Oregon playing host to number 4 Arizona. Under 6 to go in the half. Oregon was up by 1. Good Oregon DJ well into an E.J. Singler laying bucket in the foul.
He just felt that this whole game, Oregon played this game with so much more energy and passion.
Oregon up by 4 after the free throw, then up by 7. Carlos Emery, Bruce Pearl, knocking down from the corner.
Well, veterans versus youth, I think it played a big role in this victory by Oregon.
More outside shooting from Oregon. Singler bearing the tray. Who loves it? Chip Kelly loves it. Oregon's up 63-52, under 20 to go. Dominic Artis missing the 3-zone rebound. Nick Johnson up court. Ball stolen by Jonathan Lloyd, and that's a ball game.
And very tough place to put the ball around your back in traffic right there.
They stormed the court, Bruce. Come on.
I think you got to storm the court when you knock off an undefeated team.
Come on, they're number 4 in the country. You got to storm the court, coach.
It's still Arizona. It's still Arizona. It's still early, and they're hungry.
Big win there for Oregon as we welcome the Land Rover Halftime Report. Adnan Burke, Jay Williams, and Bruce Pearl. We were talking earlier, Jay, about the fact of Arizona, their job in defending the three-point ball. That was clearly a problem for them in this game.
Well, first off, I think you have to give Oregon a lot of credit here, okay? Because Arizona started off the game with the 11-0 run. So they showed a lot of poise considering they have a freshman backcourt. But this has been an issue for for Arizona throughout the year. Colorado shot 48%. Florida shot 56%. And then Oregon today, 64% from the three-point line. And a lot of that, Coach, is due to miscommunication by Arizona and how they guard the screen and roll out.
It is. And Jay, they're big. I mean, Arizona plays 3 big guys out there at all times. And so this is not a Sean Miller team that is pressuring the basketball. They're using their size and they're using their length. On all those examples right there, they weren't jumping out on handoffs, weren't jumping out on screens. Oregon was making open shots.
Oregon entered the game shooting just 32% from 3, so they doubled that. You touched on it a little bit, Bruce, there in the highlight, mentioning youth versus experience. Why was that so key in this matchup?
Well, I mean, Oregon is a veteran team, and they've got 3 or 4 seniors on the front line, and Arizona's got an extremely talented young group. But look at the numbers here as far as the scoring is concerned. 7 points for Arizona. They were even on the rebounds. And look at the field goal percentage. I think especially taking this team on the road. Where has Arizona played on the road so far? Texas Tech, Clemson, that's a big step up now to go up to Eugene, Oregon.
And how about Nick Johnson and Mark Lyons? They're good defenders. Dominic Artis today and Damian Dotson only combined for 3 turnovers for a freshman backcourt. That's big.
Oregon 11-0 at home this season. They've won their last 17 home games dating back to last season, so a good sign certainly for the Ducks as they knock off Arizona. Still to come. Speaking of all those undefeated teams, Duke taking on NC State. Why Saturday's matchup is a huge one for the Wolfpack. Keep it locked.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by LegalZoom. Personalized, affordable legal protection designed to meet your unique needs. This halftime report is presented by Land Rover. Above and beyond.
Adnan Burke, Jay Williams, and Bruce Pearl. Fran McCaffrey in Iowa looking to upset number 22 Michigan State midway through the second half. It's Anthony Clemens for the drive and lane.
Well, Iowa started off this ball game the first 8-10 minutes shooting 75%, but I think the defense of Michigan State finally wore them down.
Adrian Payne driving down the lane for the slam under a minute to go. Brandon Dawson will finish with the slam. He had a game-high 17 points. Final seconds, Bruce. Iowa's down by 3. Clemens, game time 3, misses badly.
It's not the look you want. Turnovers kill the Hawkeyes, 18 of them.
Michigan State wins it 62-59, although Tom Izzo's team was challenged earlier. Speaking of challenges, what's going on with the Tar Heels? North Carolina all set to host Miami. Roy Williams looking for answers. Second half, Tar Heels just down by 3. James Michael McAdoo missing the J, but JP Tokoto there for the putback.
It's easy when you talk about North Carolina. They just don't play defense. That's exactly what it is. There's no reason why a guy can come down the lane and not get a hard foul for an easy dunk.
Penetration, ball reversal by Miami, that's way too easy.
Miami goes on to win this one easily, 68-59. Is the final. What to watch for Saturday, noon Eastern on ESPN. Top-ranked Duke's journey to the tourney, taking them to Raleigh, face number 20 NC State in ACC action. The Blue Devils have dominated the series of late, but the Wolfpack enter the game on a 9-game winning streak. Should be an absolute beauty on ESPN. And in terms of key matchups, everyone's talking, Jay, about the fact Ryan Kelly's out for Duke. So what's the matchup you're most looking forward to?
Well, there's 2. Will Richard Howe get in foul trouble going against Mason Plumlee? And then, of course, I'm biased. I'm a guard. So I'm going to go with Quinn Cook and Lorenzo Brown. Lorenzo Brown at 6'5" is one of the top defenders in the country. And I really think at 6'5", 190, that physicality he'll have going against Quinn Cook is going to be pivotal. Quinn Cook in that game against Wake, 0 points. He was 0 of 11 from the field, but had 14 assists. Did a great job of distributing the basketball, getting everybody involved. But then vice versa, in that game against Clemson, he had 5 points and 25 assists and 27 points. So that matchup is going to be pivotal.
I think the matchup that I'm most interested in is Seth Curry versus Scott Wood. I think both of these teams absolutely rely on these guys to score. And they're both no-leave guys. Now, Jay, I'm concerned about Seth Curry's health. He doesn't practice a whole lot for the Blue Devils. And early in the season, he was doing a lot of things like taking the ball to the basket, making those tough twos. I don't know that he can do that against NC State. Jumping passing lanes, how healthy, how active he is. If I'm NC State, I smash him every time he comes off the ball screen. Scott Wood, you can't let him come off those curls for open shots. You can't let him take those handoffs and fade. You got to be hip pocket. You've got to make Scott Wood put the ball down the floor. I think when Scott Wood scores in transition and off of these handoffs, NC State is a much better offensive team.
This is a critical moment for the Wolfpack, Bruce. This seems like they are getting Duke at perhaps their most vulnerable.
At Duke last year, Adnan, they had a 20-point lead with about 8 minutes left to go. Okay, NC State knows they can beat Duke. But if they can't beat Duke at Raleigh without Ryan Kelly, this is a huge opportunity for the Wolfpack.
All right, we'll see. Once again, that game will be Saturday, noon Eastern on ESPN. Still to come, Kentucky was locked up in a terrific game versus Vanderbilt. The concerns for Coach Calipari's team, but how he still managed to gut it out. That's coming up next.
This halftime report is presented by Land Rover. Above and beyond. Welcome back to the Land Rover Halftime Report.
Adnan Burke, Jay Williams, and Bruce Pearl. Controversy in Kentucky and Vanderbilt, which was earlier on ESPN. Nerlens Noel here with a bucket that's some disputed, Bruce.
Well, it looks like it's 0 there. But I can't tell because in the NBA, they got the 10-second.
Right.
They don't have it in college.
You're right. Wildcats up 60-55, and then Ethan Johnson will go for the 3, Jay, but not going to happen.
Had a chance to do it, but the big thing for Kentucky, a win is still a win regardless of whether it's 1 point or 20.
The Wildcats come up with victory 62-58. Elsewhere, USC and Colorado. The Buffaloes beat the Trojans by 6. Josh Scott 14 points there, and UCLA over Utah 57-53. They win that one by 4.
UCLA, a very young team, but a team that's growing and blossoming. They're going to be dangerous in March.
And 3-0 in the Pac-12.
All right. Keep our eyes up for those games moving forward. But the Atlanta Rover above and beyond player so far.
Look at that hair. Look at that hair.
Kelly Olynyk, he's Canadian. He's fired up. Hockey's coming back. 17 points, 5 boards, and 1 assist. That's Gonzaga looking good so far. Second half.
Second half, Gonzaga, an overwhelming first half. They lead the Gales of St. Mary's 46-28. Dave Fleming, Stephen Bardo here inside what they call the kennel. And Stephen, Gonzaga played so well in those first 20 minutes. St. Mary's did not shoot the ball well, but I think the Gales' biggest concerns have to be on the defensive end. How can they find a way to slow down the big men inside?
Yeah, Gonzaga got anything they wanted in the paint area, and that tended to be the difference in the first half. And I don't know what you do with Kelly Olynyk, because if you keep him from the post, he can slide outside, and he's had his way here in the first half. You know, when you talk about Kelly Olynyk and the tear that he's been on, look at the numbers right there, and everything he's doing, Dave, he's not rushed. He's not turning the ball over. He's taking great shots. He's taking his time. It's a beauty to watch.
Well, and that was your one-on-one right at the start of the broadcast, Stephen. How could St. Mary's slow him down? And the answer has been they haven't been able to. Olynyk 17 points, 8 of 10 shooting, the 5 rebounds. You see him, the variety of moves. And part of what you talked about, which makes it such a challenge, the guard moves in the big body, the ability to score in different ways. Gonzaga scored in a lot of different ways overall in the first half. 58% shooting. The Gales are going to have to shoot the ball better.
Yeah, they're going to have to get their threes down, but they also need some production up front. You know, you look at Young and you look at Holt, those guys, they need to step up and take some of that offensive pressure away from Dellavedova.
Gonzaga will have the ball first here to start the second half. Some foul trouble for the Gales to compound everything. St. Mary's was hanging in there. It was really a big run in the final 5 minutes or so of the half where Gonzaga opened this game up. Olynyk active right away, kept the dribble going, and finds his teammate Hart, who was fouled.
Yeah, it's a good job of finding the open man right there. See Kelly Olynyk going, almost losing control, but has presence of mind to find Hart cutting to the basket. You know, it's amazing that Gonzaga can run their offense through a 7-footer like Olynyk.
That's really what they've been doing for much of this game. Hart makes the first of 2 free throws. Olynyk has handled the ball inside, outside. The numbers for Mike Hart, who's a defensive specialist, an energy kind of player, not a big scorer. Makes them both.
Well, Mike Hart, a guy that will be counted upon during the season at some point to come in and step in and make some shots. It's the nature of a long season.
Waldo traveled. Turnover, St. Mary's.
And Waldo, I think with Olynyk's aggressiveness on the offensive end, it's just taking the steam out of his attack. That was easy for me to say.
Well, Waldo is having a tough time on both ends. It's been a quiet game for him offensively. 1 for 4 shooting, just 3 points. St. Mary's needs production from him. Now matched up with that nightmare against Olynyk. Harris was just left wide open. Rebound, Stephen Holt.
That's a good stop there by St. Mary's, and what they need to do is look for early opportunities in the shot clock. It's going to be tough for them to score like that.
Well, there's Waldo, and that's sort of the patented Waldo move. Screen and roll, cut to the basket, or just get it down low and go.
Right, and he did it there, didn't hesitate. But they got to get multiple stops here for St. Mary's to get back into this game.
Waldo cuts off Olynyk on the baseline, stolen away by Holt. Zags got back in transition. Good defense there. Waldo slips toward the basket. I think he got away with a little push-off, but scores another basket.
I think he did get away with a push-off and trying to really establish himself in the post. I bet he got his manhood challenge at the halftime huddle from Coach Randy Bennett.
Now he's matched up with Harris on this end. Harris just faced the basket, tried to use that glass, whistle and a foul against the Zags.
Well, Brad Waldo, understanding that he got dominated in the first half in the post area, trying to reestablish himself to give St. Mary's any kind of chance to get back in this game. He's got to be effective like we've seen him at the start of the second half.
You mentioned it also has to start on the defensive end. That's a couple stops in a row for St. Mary's. Well, that's something. Dellavedova had it stolen away by Bell. You almost never see that happen. He just picked it clean. Bell, Harris couldn't handle that pass. But he's got the big size advantage here against Dellavedova. Backing him in, backing him in. Good.
Excellent job, Elias Harris. No double team was coming. He wanted to get to his sweet spot on the court. That's exactly what he did.
Dellavedova along three. Way off the mark. Levesque offensive rebound. Olynyk cut him off, though. Fresh shot clock for St. Mary's.
I go right back to Waldo. Not on a pick and roll, but I put him in the post.
They found the open shooter, Jordan Page. Olynyk, another offensive board for Levesque. One dribble, layup, good.
These guys don't lack for effort. In terms of St. Mary's, they have been on the offensive glass all evening.
In the first half, they had a problem finishing when they had chances down low. That's been a different story here in the early minutes of the second half. Pangos just surveying. Kevin Pangos now on the attack from that elbow area. What a move.
That's pretty basketball right there. Taking the bump, the fade back, making it look easy.
Levesque found an opening for Holt. No good on the three. Pangos spin move. Pass deflected by Holt. And Holt's going to try to save it in bounds. He did not. Couldn't quite do it. Good effort again by Stephen Holt. Well, for the Gales, it's going to take a little more than effort, trying to come back a big deficit on the road against a very good Gonzaga team. Yeah, it was tough getting inside. I left the coat in the hotel. Not pretty. Not pretty. At least you had the sense to wear a coat and a hat.
Yeah, you know, that's come to the Northwest in the wintertime, got to be prepared.
And that's none of us right there. The snow angel in Spokane, a winter storm outside. Hey, we're a little more comfortable inside.
Oh, yeah, the hot shooter in Gonzaga warmed everybody up.
Yeah, the Gales and the Zags have had such a great rivalry over these last few years. And almost every single matchup has come down to the wire. Exciting games, tight games. It's been mostly Zags here tonight. And the Gales still trying to find a way to inch closer in this game. Gonzaga ball up big. Sam Dower has had some productive minutes off the bench for Mark Few. Olynyk working against Levesque, and that's just a mismatch. Olynyk, whenever he's been isolated against Levesque, has gone right to the rim.
Yeah, and he should, because he's got the height advantage. And watch the quick spin. No hesitation, right to the rim. Fourth foul on Bo Levesque.
Levesque getting word from the bench. I think he's staying in the game, and why not? Olynyk makes the first of two.
I mean, yeah, because this is the game right here, Dave. If they can't cut into this lead right now, it doesn't matter whether he's in foul trouble or not.
First couple points of the second half for Olynyk. He's up to 19 here tonight. He's been a second half performer this year. He's had some huge second halves. Levesque tried to answer from the outside. That's a foul. And the officials are talking about who it's against, a push against the Zags.
Mike Hart got a nice little chuck in the back of Brad Waldo. You know, Waldo's a big body. Yeah, that's Waldo added to it though. He put a little emphasis on the end of it.
Jordan Giusti with the ball. Matthew Dellavedova, who plays just about every minute of every game, is on the bench right now. Holt passed up the three to get closer in.
Man, that's a tough shot. A runner over the outstretched arm of Sam Dower. Good move there by Holt.
Yeah, he's got 10 points. It may not make much of a difference the rest of the way tonight, but he's critical for the Gales in conference play, and he has started to play much better. It's been a tough year for Stephen Holt. Another foul against the Gales trying to match up with Olynyk, but Stephen Holt playing well tonight.
Yeah, that's a good move. Up fake to the left. The runner off glass over the outstretched hands, and doing it in front of his parents there, Greg and Jackie Holt.
Made the drive up from Portland. Maybe they took an airplane, but I'm just assuming they got in the car. It's not that long of a haul from Portland, Oregon, where Stephen Holt played his high school basketball. Played with Mike Hart of the Zags. Olynyk! I can't believe he didn't get the roll there. Wanted the three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll settle for two more free throws.
I'm not sure that I've seen a big in college basketball, maybe Mason Plumlee, as aggressive as Olynyk. Every time he catches the ball, if you don't shut him off or you give him any kind of inkling, he's going to the rim or he's looking for a shot. It's been fun to watch because we don't get a chance to see a lot of big guys his size with this kind of skill set be this aggressive when they get the basketball.
Yeah, because I don't think you put a guy like Doug McDermott in that class. I mean, McDermott's got some size, but more of a sort of a wing type player.
I agree.
3-4, whereas Olynyk, you might call him a 4. You can call him a 5. He's a legitimate 7-footer.
Yeah, and the guard skills that he picked up playing the game before he had his growth spurt, they never left. And so, anywhere on the floor he can be effective, and he's not uncomfortable. Some players, they get in certain areas of the court, they're uncomfortable, not Olynyk.
Holt obviously likes that part of the court. That's a couple runners in a row from each side of the basket. Olynyk from the outside, short on the three. Jordan Giusti leaves it for Kyle Rowley with the foul. How about the Gales on the fast break, even with Matthew Dellavedova still on the bench?
And Jordan Giusti has brought some energy into the ball game. Oh, what a fortuitous fumble by Jordan Giusti.
No, he's calling it an assist.
Yeah, he would.
He lost the ball. It ricocheted right to the big man. Rowley, the Northwestern transfer, missed the free throw, but Walker, good hustle, saves the possession for the Gales. The game is not over. Holt trying to take a bigger part of the offensive load. Holt steps through the defense and scores again.
Well, that's some determination right there by Stephen Holt. The St. Mary's crew showing you some moxie right now. Not willing to back down quite yet.
Lead is just 13. This is an 8-1 Gales run. Dower double-teamed immediately. Levesque with the 4 fouls. That's a travel. Turnover, Zags.
There's always a psychological point in the game. If you're the team that's chasing and you're down and you can close to within single digits, There's a psychological boost that comes with that. And your All-American Matthew Dellavedova was on the bench when they're making this run.
The shots are starting to go in. Those numbers reflect that. St. Mary's 7 of 11 from the field in the second half. Ordinarily, Dellavedova would sit out for a minute. But the Gales on this run, so the extra long rest has been almost all Holt. He draws another Zags foul. Cheering on his teammates. Last 5 times against the Zags, Dellavedova has scored 20 or more. He's been a big scorer against Gonzaga tonight, just 5.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of throwing multiple looks at him. Trying to keep him on balance.
2 free throws for Stephen Holt. First one good. Holt, who played in high school with not only Mike Hart of this Gonzaga team, also Kyle Wiltshire, Kentucky star in Portland. Makes both. 11-point game. This is as close as it's been in a while. 10-1 run, and Mark Few wants a timeout. So that'll send us to a break. It's got a little quieter in Spokane. St. Mary's trying to make this one a game.
He's headed for a big-time year. He's a prime-time performer.
And an exclamation point for Mason Plumlee.
He now knows he's a star.
Well, my partner Stephen Barnett was just talking about Plumlee's all-around game. What a year he's having. He and the top-ranked Duke Blue Devils journey to the tourney, a season-long spotlight on games that will impact the tournament. And another one of those games Saturday, noon Eastern on ESPN, as Duke travels just across the triangle to Raleigh to take on a very talented NC State team.
That's going to be a great matchup. And C.J. Leslie, of NC State, really starting to come into his own. Struggled at the beginning of the year, but Mark Godfrey's crew, if anybody can beat Duke and ACC, it's NC State.
You figure the Wolfpack will be ready for that one at home. Duke's still undefeated. We'll see if that can last. Here's Dower, the catch and score.
As long as St. Mary's has Bo Levesque in the game, guarding the post area, Elias Harris and Sam Dower or Kornowski or Olenek, they're going to go right at him every single time.
He's got 4 fouls. He's played very limited minutes tonight because of the foul trouble. Levesque gets a touch on offense and a good pass to Rowley.
That time, Gonzaga went to a 2-3 zone, but St. Mary's using ball movement very well.
Rowley, a whistle and a foul. Rowley pushing off, going for that steal. He knocked Sam Dower to the ground.
Well, Sam Dower trying to establish position, and Rowley gets the little bear hug.
You can't grab the guy by his waist. That's usually going to be called a foul.
Yeah, you saw Rowley. He didn't object at all. He knew he got caught.
Here you go, working against Levesque with the 4 fouls. Harris scores right over top of it.
They're going to go at him every time, Dave, and why wouldn't they? He's going to force Randy Bennett to make a decision. Bring Mitchell Young back in the game. Because if you don't, they're gonna do that every single time.
Holt, who's hot on the offensive end for 3.
Nice misdirection that time by St. Mary's, trying to go the other way. Stephen Holt claps his hands really loudly and able to get the ball back. He's been the hot hand. They need to ride him as long as they can.
Mom and Dad were clapping too. He's got 11 in the second half. It's down to 10. Harris, that's a blocking foul, and that's number 5.
Oh, I don't agree with that one. If Randy Bennett loses his mind on that, I'm cool with that, because that Bo Levesque was right there.
He looks pretty calm at the moment. He'll lose a player. Bo Levesque has fouled out of this game.
I mean, his chest is squared up defensively. He's in the pad. Elias Harris runs him over. Tough break for St. Mary's.
So, tough break for the Gales. Meanwhile, though, Stephen Holt for St. Mary's used the double screen because Holt's happy, Mom and Dad are happy. Gales within 10. All right, back here in Spokane, we need to go back and look at this one. Bo Levesque called for the foul, and based on the box score, based on the stats, that was number 5. We're being told that a foul in the first half where the officials, if you weren't with us, huddled up, talked about it. The contact clearly involved Bo Levesque. At halftime, we were told he had 3 fouls. Apparently, that foul way back in the first half was not charged to Levesque. So the foul that just happened was number 4 against him, not number 5. So 4th foul against Levesque. He's on the bench, but he's still available in this game. And that's some sliver of good news for a St. Mary's team that's cut into the lead, is down by 10.
Yeah, and I think Bo Levesque gives them an outside shooting presence as well as his defending on the interior. Mitchell Young is probably a better defender, but is not a depth on the offensive end.
They're calling a foul against Gonzaga. That will go as a turnover. St. Mary's has a chance for the first time in a long while to get it within single digits. Call the foul against Kelly Olynyk here, pushing against Mitchell Young. Last time it was a single-digit lead for Gonzaga. It was 35-27. Dellavedova back in the game.
Now you notice how Gonzaga was guarding that particular situation. They were able to lay off Mitchell Young because he cannot shoot the 3 like Bo Levesque can.
Yeah, big difference. Holt right down the lane. Stephen Holt, what a half he's having.
Stephen Holt getting to the hole with some English on the rock.
17-5 runs. So much of that has been to Junior Holt. Dower down low, missed the hook shot, and the ball caroms to Dellavedova. And this game has changed dramatically in the last few minutes, with still a long way to go. Young down low, Rowley to catch, Rowley to score.
Oh my goodness. Did not expect to see this quickly, Dave.
You're right about that. It's not just a scoring run, it's how fast it has happened. St. Mary's within 6 with 10:42 to go.
Stephen Holt starting to feel it. Look, jackknife action with the English on the rim. Stephen Holt going through 3 Gonzaga defenders, getting funky. And then Kyle Rowley clearing out some space right there, finishing at the rim.
Stephen Holt's mom and dad, who are here, excited. Their son has ignited a 19-5 run. Holt himself in the second half, Stephen, has 13 points. The Zags as a team in the second half have 13 points. So Stephen Holt has just taken over this game. Meanwhile, you won't want to miss an NBA doubleheader on Friday presented by State Farm. It starts at 8 Eastern. The Bulls and the Knicks. Carmelo Anthony will be back for that one. And then at 10:30 Eastern, the struggling Lakers take on the Thunder and Kevin Durant, ESPN Friday.
Well, the Lake Show getting up, ended out in L.A. It's Lob City now. The
Clippers playing so well. The Lakers injured, and even when everybody's been healthy, not playing well. Meanwhile, this Gonzaga team, 9th-ranked team in the country, flying high, up 20 in the second half here, and a 19-5 Gales run has made this a much different ball game. Stephen Holt already has a season-high 21 with a long way to go.
Well, here's the thing that's been very surprising. Dellavedova's 2 of 9 from the field with 5 points, and St. Mary's is back in this game, and he's rested. He was on the bench, so look for him to be very aggressive here in the second half.
The Gales have found some way to slow down Olynyk. Olynyk, though, with the basket. And they called a foul against Olynyk, and they did not count the basket.
Kyle Rowley rotating beautifully. Wow, I don't know.
Well, that's his 3rd foul, no basket. Here's Holt. Stephen Holt gets himself to the free throw line. It was loud and you couldn't hear the whistle. Foul against the Zags, though. Holt will shoot 2.
You know that Stephen Holt's just putting his head down and going to the rim. He's bigger than Stockton or Pango, so they can't keep him out of the paint. Gary Bell Jr. strong enough, but he's charged with keeping up with Dellavedova. So Stephen Holt is really taking advantage of his size right now.
Mom and Dad look on, and A miss from Holt, which just has not happened in this second half. Now, Stephen, you were here in this building earlier this year when Brandon Paul had a huge performance and lifted Illinois almost single-handedly to a win, the only Gonzaga loss of the season. Holt misses both. Different kinds of players, but Holt's got that look in his eyes.
He does have that look in his eye, and Gonzaga struggles when guys get on runs like that. So we have to keep an eye and see what kind of adjustments Mark Few and his staff will make.
Stockton down the lane. Stockton cut off. Dellavedova on top of David Stockton. Had 5 first-half assists. There's Karnowski down low, stripped away. Stolen by St. Mary's. Dellavedova finds Holt. Walker back to red-hot Stephen Holt. Now the Gales will reset. Ball on the floor. Holt avoids the turnover.
Well, he had to be strong with that as well. A lot of hands in on that interaction.
Dellavedova trying to find his way through the defense. No good on the 3. Walker tracks down the loose ball. Skip pass, extra look. What a pass by Dellavedova, and then Young, who rips it away from Olynyk and scores. Second effort from Mitchell Young.
Mitchell Young, that's a grown man move right there. I'm going to take your lunch money, is what he told Kelly Olynyk. Give me that lunch money, son.
He short-armed the first shot and might have been a little ticked off about that. Here's Olynyk against the double team. Karnowski rejected. Olynyk draws the foul. Another effort for Gonzaga, but on the other end, the effort for the Gales.
Anytime you're trying to cut into an 18-point lead, you have to have plays like this. Mitchell Young taking it right out of Kelly Olynyk's hands. Just treating him like a little stepbrother. Give me your money.
And Olynyk has been the star of this game until now. Stephen Holt fighting for top billing. Olynyk at the line to shoot 2. More foul trouble piling up for St. Mary's. First one good. Rowley's got 4. Levesque has 4. Waldo has 3. It'll be Brad Waldo to come back in.
Well, Kyle Rowley goes to the bench, but we were talking earlier, Dave, about his contribution in the championship game last year and how much he meant to this St. Mary's ball club in pulling off the upset.
Yeah, kind of a similar performance in the WCC championship game in Las Vegas. Not big minutes, not big numbers, but an impact when he was in the game. Young sets the hard screen. Dellavedova open. No good on the 3. It's been a tough night for Dellavedova. He was wide open there.
Well, one of the reasons Gonzaga's been able to win, or excuse me, St. Mary's been able to win 4 of the last 7 has been because of the 3-point shot.
Olynyk had a layup. He missed that one. Dellavedova finds Holt, but no shot. A foul. And a foul. Is that against Waldo? Holt threw up the shot. Oh, this game has just gotten crazy. And Pangos held Waldo. So the foul's against Pangos, and they did not count the shot.
Look at the action right there. Pangos, yep. Pretty easy call.
Yeah, you can't blame the official. I mean, St. Mary's wanted the shot to count. You can't blame the official for blowing that whistle there.
No, that was an easy call to make, and Pangos trying to keep Waldo out of an easy situation.
You can just feel the nervous tension in this building. Gonzaga was up by 20 in the second half. Waldo at the line for 1-and-1. Both teams in the bonus. Comes up short. Free throws, an issue.
And see, that's the thing when you're trying to come back and cut into a lead. There's such a small margin of error.
And Pangos pads the lead with a 3. Big shot for Kevin Pangos. Randy Bennett will call a timeout. I think he sensed that was a big swing. The missed free throw and then the 3.
Well, Kevin Pangos following the big man is what it's called. When there's a big involved in the pick and roll defense, you go, as the big man turns and runs back into the paint, you follow him. Kevin Pangos found the daylight, drained the triple.
Gonzaga back up by 9, 64-55. Pangos has such a quick release. He only needs a small opening to get that shot off, and he's played a heck of a game. 6 of 8 from the field, so 15 points and very efficient doing it.
Yeah, he's been very efficient, and he's played off of Kelly Olynyk's outstanding performance very well.
Kevin Pangos, we've been talking about Stephen Holt, his family. The Pangos family is here as well. Watching Kevin, just a sophomore, Canadian native from Ontario, so a long way to travel to get here to Spokane.
Yeah, this is called the Rainbow Coalition, with all the different nationalities represented here in Spokane through this Gonzaga program.
Down low, whistle and a foul on the floor, a hold against Harris. Randy Bennett, the whistles are going his way, and he's still ticked off because I think he felt like, again, he had a layup, but a foul against the Zags. So it's 64-55, Gonzaga with the 9-point lead, 7:43 to go. Do we have some more dramatics in store? We'll see.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by T. Rowe Price. Understanding the connections of a complex global economy. Invest with confidence.
Beautiful Spokane Falls, not far from where we sit here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga at home, top 10 team with a 9-point lead against St. Mary's. The last time the Gales won here, what a dramatic finish. A couple of years ago, Mickey McConnell, remember Mickey, great St. Mary's player, final seconds of the game against Robert Sacre's defense. What a shot, almost at the buzzer. A landmark win for the Gales, 73-71. Not only their last victory here on this court, the only conference loss for the Zags here at home in a lot of years. Gonzaga leads the all-time series. Lately, it's been a lot closer than overall.
Yeah, Mickey McConnell was a terrific player. The pride of Mesa, Arizona, came in and was stealth in that shot.
Brad Waldo, another one-on-one opportunity for him. And he comes up short again. Young with the offensive rebound, a foul against the Zags. Waldo keeps missing free throws. The Gales, though, with Mitchell Young, keep hustling after loose balls.
See, there's going to be a level of toughness that Gonzaga is going to have to bring to the table each and every night, because if they clear the offense, if they clear the defensive glass, this game isn't close. It's the only way St. Mary's has been able to stay in the game is getting on the offensive glass.
Young makes the first of 2 double bonus down for the Gales. Not been a big scoring night for Mitchell Young. Makes them both. Part of the reason the Gales have come from behind. Look at the difference. First half, the Zags dominated in the paint. Second half, it's been all St. Mary's.
And they've done a good job on the adjustments until then.
Olenek has missed some shots from close range, so he's really cooled off.
I'd like to see him start ducking that, though, Dave.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think he could be a little stronger there. Dellavedova to Young. Here's Waldo down low against Harris. Waldo makes his move and scores.
He got away with a little twinkle toes there, but it's almost been a role reversal. Gonzaga got anything they wanted in the paint in the first half. St. Mary's now picking up the mantle.
So back to 5. Harris with the foul. He got the great position, and he scored with contact.
Well, Brad Waldo, watch his feet here. Gets a little tippy toe going to the hole, and then look at Elias Harris. He's just point blank. There's nothing Mitchell Young can do in that position. What foul?
Young will come out of the game. Bo Levesque with his 4 fouls. And again, that was a point of some controversy. How many fouls did he have? 4. So he's back in the game. Harris completes a 3-point play.
And they need Elias Harris to be a little bit more aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Dellavedova going to the basket with some contact. It'll be Dellavedova, who's almost automatic going to the free throw line. Hart committed the foul there.
what you may not be able to tell on television, on the TV, is how strong and big Matthew Dellavedova is. I mean, he's got great size at the point guard position. And when you see him go to the rim and take that contact and still be able to get a shot off, that's why, because he's one of the strongest and best point guards in the nation.
Makes the first of two, better than a 90% free throw shooter. It's been a quiet night because of his poor shooting. 2 for 11 from the field.
And I think these free throws, they have a way of getting great scorers back on track. You see 2 free throws go down, now your confidence level elevates.
Still plenty of time, 6:47 to go. He makes them both. They need Dellavedova down the stretch.
No doubt about it. He's got to have the ball in his hands and create.
Here's Pangos. Harris looking to be aggressive on this end, but he'll give it up to Gary Bell. Bell with the defender on the floor, missed the shot. Walker found a way to get the rebound.
Great job of the guards for St. Mary's coming back and helping clear the defensive glass.
6-point lead, but the Gales have the ball. St. Mary's out rebounding Gonzaga. Levesque will shoot the three. Good!
That's the aspect that Mitchell Young doesn't bring. But Randy Bennett doing a wonderful job of masking their foul trouble by platooning his guys.
Olynyk, Levesque hit the deck. Olynyk scores.
Yeah, Levesque's got to stay on his feet. Just make Kelly Olynyk, have him make a tough shot, but don't fall because you give him a layup.
It was 3, now back to 5 after that Olynyk bucket. Walker shoots a 3. That one way off the mark, but the long rebound, Levesque tracks it down. The Gales have made this a game. It was a 20-point lead for Gonzaga. Waldo down low, rejected, but a foul, and they may get Stockton down below. Olynyk came in with the help defense. The great look from Dellavedova. It'll be Waldo at the line.
Great vision by Matthew Dellavedova to find Waldo right there. We see some really good point guard play. We saw Pangos and Stockton find Olynyk in the first half. Starting to see it from St. Mary's this half.
Brad Waldo is 1 for 5 at the free throw line. 2 of those misses have been front ends of 1-and-1s. Leaving a lot of opportunity out there. He's playing hard, and he's played well in the second half. He's just not shooting free throws well.
And that's a concentration thing. His form is fine. He's been there enough, but you have to take advantage of these opportunities.
That's pretty amazing. The offensive rebound disparity, plus 10 on the offensive glass for the Gales. Olynyk, the defense just left him.
And Olynyk's going to make you pay. He was struggling there the last couple times, but once he got that layup to go down, his confidence is right back to where it was in the first half.
Dellavedova splits the double team. Holt couldn't get that opening to launch the three. Good defense for the Zags here. Shot clock under 10. Game clock under 5. The runner off the iron with the friendly roll.
Well, that is a big-time move by Matthew Dellavedova. The runner, he got the similar bounce that Gary got in the first half.
Pangos with the friendly roll himself. Man, this is a great gym for shooters.
Yes, it is.
Levesque, the defense left him. Holt with the shot fake. The 2 is good. Timeout, Randy Bennett at St. Mary's. We've been talking a lot, Stephen, about the rims and how soft they are here at Gonzaga.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Gary Bell Jr. in the first half have that, and then Pangos comes right back on the other end. That's a soft touch.
Well, it looked like the Zags were going to run away with this one, but Stephen Holt has tied his career high, 23 points. Holt in the first half had 8, so he's had a huge second half, and that's really been the main difference. St. Mary's has played tougher inside. They've out-rebounded the Zags in the second half, and you can see the scoring disparity.
Yeah, and it's been interesting because when you see St. Mary's, I think around the country, their profile isn't as high as it was last year. They're not nationally ranked, but they're still a formidable opponent to this Gonzaga ball club. And they've had different guys step up. Everyone expected Dellavedova to be the man tonight, but Stephen Holt has put them on his back here in the second half and gotten them back into the game.
So it's 74-69. Gonzaga with the lead. The Zags do also have the ball. 4 minutes plus to go in this one. Pangos has played real well. Picked up his dribble there. Holt right on top of him. He'll get it back from Dower. Pangos baseline up top. Pangos for three. Not this time. Olynyk offensive rebound, and then he missed the layup.
And he's looking at the official. There's nothing. The 7-footer's got to finish at that range.
Dellavedova from a long way out. Too strong. Long rebound for Stockton. He thought he had it. Stockton to Olynyk. Layup. Good.
Well, every time St. Mary's tries to close the gap, Gonzaga has an answer, and it's usually been the big fella, Kelly Olynyk.
Two teams have sure had some battles over the years, and we should have known this one wasn't going to be a blowout. For a long while it looked like it would be, but the Gales have played a heck of a second half. Gonzaga, though, looks like they may have enough. 3:32 to go. Mark Few and his team, number 9 ranked team in the country, tested here at home. A 21-5 run. Cut the lead down to 4. Olynyk, who's had a huge game, 28 points. At the line to make it 29 and a 77-69 lead.
Well, St. Mary's, you expend so much energy when you get back into the game like that, and you have a small margin of error. Gonzaga going to like a matchup 2-3 zone right now.
Maybe partially to try to force the Gales to use some clock in the half court. Holt. And St. Mary's does have to play with urgency here. Still 3 minutes to go. Waldo down low with contact, got the basket.
Well, that was an unorthodox release on behalf of Waldo there, but he got it to drop.
He's talented. He's got a knack right around the rim. Olynyk to Dower, out of bounds, off of St. Mary's. The officials help each other out. That stays Gonzaga ball. 24 seconds on the shot clock. And they will allow Kyle Rowley to come in with his 4 fouls defensively in place of Waldo. Mark Few also is going to make a substitution. Elias Harris in for Dower.
Bolovec now having to check Elias Harris. I think he's a tougher matchup than Kelly Olynyk, actually, just from an athleticism standpoint. Watch him try to pin Bolovec here and post up.
Pangos, a tough runner off the glass. Like a little scoop shot on the move.
Great players rise to challenges. And we've seen Pangos do that here in the second half.
Levesque scores again. Bo Levesque, when he's been able to be on the floor, has played a good offensive game.
Boy, these Gales just won't go away. A lot of character on this ball club. Could have easily just tanked it in. They have come back with a vengeance and really led by a lot of their bench performers.
Olynyk passed up the 3. Kelly Olynyk trying to find a Hart. The ball was out of bounds, and they'll say off of the Zags.
That was Matthew Dellavedova that created that turnover with the help defense. Pangos going by the big, the runner off glass. Guards that are really good scorers and finishers, they have an assortment of runners and floaters that they can use when going to the bucket. Kevin Pangos no exception.
A guy who emulates Steve Nash. You've seen Nash for so many years use those kind of shots. Walker in the corner. Dellavedova. Holt didn't shoot that three. Golovac, that elbow area. Here's Dellavedova again. St. Mary's just a minute and a half to go. Holt in the corner. Too strong. Rebound. Knocked around. Good hustle from the Gales. Walker will try the three, and that one way short. Loose ball. Who's going to get it? A scramble, the arrow. And they're going to say jump ball. Arrow favors St. Mary's. A 6-point game with 1:24 to go. There's that possession arrow. The Gales would get to keep the ball.
James Walker put up that three with no confidence whatsoever. Really struggled to find his shot. But like we've seen all evening, St. Mary's with the hustle play.
And St. Mary's using their final timeout. I guess the theory, Randy Bennett figuring that he needs to score on this possession. He got to have points here. So he'll talk about it in the huddle. Meanwhile, we get to remind you, Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. Doubleheader in the ACC. #1 Duke. Great game in Raleigh against NC State at noon Eastern. Then Carolina, Florida State at 2 Eastern on ESPN Saturday.
Yeah, Leonard Hamilton's squad, Florida State, really struggled early on, but starting to come on in the ACC. That'll be an interesting matchup. And, of course, Duke, North Carolina State. That's what everyone in the country will be watching.
Yeah, I figured Florida State was poised to have another really good year. They have struggled, but 2-0 in ACC play. Duke, one of 2 undefeateds left. Gonzaga has the 1 loss here at home, but the Zags have been so impressive this season. Top 10 team, 9th-ranked team in the country. Randy Bennett talking things over in the huddle with his team. So does Mark Few.
Yeah. So if you're Mark Few, you're telling your guys, we don't want to foul. We'll try to keep the ball out of the post area and force a 3-point shot. St. Mary's only 6 of 24 from 3 tonight. You know, the 3 has been the difference in the last 9 games between these two schools. St. Mary's has made 71 to 42 threes compared to Gonzaga. So the trend has gone the other way, but the offensive rebounding has allowed St. Mary's to keep this close.
Yeah, it is pretty remarkable. You look at the game reset there. 6-point lead for the Zags. No timeouts for St. Mary's. Arrow favors Gonzaga. Here in Spokane, it is St. Mary's ball. The Gales are still in this game with 1:24 to go. As you mentioned, they're 6 of 24 from 3. Their star, Matthew Dellavedova, is 3 for 13 overall. He's got 9 points, and yet the Gales have a chance still to win this game.
Yeah, it's something about these rivalries that we talked about.
Yep.
They bring it, and Stephen Holt would not allow his teammates to be denied. Second half, he came out with a vengeance. Assortment of runners and layups, and he knew that he had to get his team going, and that's exactly what he did at the beginning of the second half.
Well, it's a good look at the variety of moves from Holt, who at times in his career has been much more of just a 3-point shooter, and then maybe get out in transition a little bit. His offensive game tonight has been impressive.
And he pushed the envelope when they needed it.
St. Mary's has to have points here. On the inbound, it's Dellavedova, the quick 3, got it. No timeouts for the Gales, 1:16 to go. 3-point, 1-possession game. So St. Mary's does not have to foul. They'll play straight-up defense.
I expect Kevin Pangos to have the basketball the majority of the time. He's had the hot hand.
He finds Olynyk. Olynyk was rejected, gets it back. Still plenty of time on the shot clock as he makes his move into the lane. Olynyk up and under, no good. And that's a jump ball. Dellavedova can't believe it. Harris got his hands on the ball. The quick whistle, that's going to give it back to the Zags.
And that's a tough call at this juncture in the game. You can't reach from behind and force a jump ball typically.
Wow. I don't think he had any part of the ball.
Yeah.
Not any part of the ball.
That's a tough call against St. Mary's right there. Randy Bennett is letting them have it, as well he should.
Now that's a huge break for the Zags because they get to keep the possession. It was St. Mary's ball, Stephen, down by 3, 1-possession game. It's still that. but now you wonder whether St. Mary's still feels like they can play straight defense with 35 seconds on the shot clock.
You know, I think they still can because you have a guy like Matthew Dellavedova. There's a 14-second differential. So play straight up D, try to keep the ball out of Pangos' hands because I think they're going to be in a pick and roll situation.
Well, these calls are never easy calls, but Elias Harris didn't have any part of the ball. He just grabbed Dellavedova on the arm.
Yeah, that's a tough break for St. Mary's and an awfully quick whistle.
A three-point lead for the Zags, 49.8 seconds to go. One timeout left for Gonzaga. And for the Zags, Stephen, priority here, I would think, not just to score, but to use a lot of that clock in doing so.
Well, yeah, but if you get a good look, you got to go ahead and take it. You know, you do want to use up some clock, but not to the detriment of passing up a very good look.
Pangos near midcourt, content to let some of those seconds wind down. Olynyk sets a screen for him, sets another one. Pangos, tough shot, no good. Rebound, out of bounds, and St. Mary's ball. So now it's the Zags' turn to go nuts. And Mark Few needs to set up defense because St. Mary's is down 3 and they've got the ball.
High screen and roll for Dellavedova. Trying to turn the corner and look for his teammates on the weak side.
Here's Holt. Under 20 to play. Dellavedova going toward the basket. Dellavedova wanted the bucket, wanted a chance to tie the game at the line. Instead, he'll shoot 2 free throws. And he almost got it.
How smart is that, Dave? We typically see teams that will only settle for the three-point shot. Dellavedova goes in and takes the contact, almost gets the three-point play opportunity, but besides a made three, this is the best case scenario. They get a chance to score with no time going on, and they can set up their defense if they hit one free throw.
One of the best free throw shooters in the country, Matthew Dellavedova. That play was a great example of the strength you've been talking about. Went through the contact, almost got the basket. Making plays down the stretch. It's been a tough night for Dellavedova, but he has been big for St. Mary's. This is a 2-point game. It was 20 in the second half, Gonzaga's lead. It's down to 2.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and the quickness of which St. Mary's got back into the game was astounding to me.
One more for Dellavedova. He got them both. This is a 1-point game. Now the Gales can go for a steal, but then they are going to have to stop the clock. Stockton gets it into Olynyk. Levesque commits a foul. That will be number 5 against Bo Levesque. And Bo was unhappy, but you got to commit the foul. You can't just let seconds come off the clock, and he did it.
Well, and they wanted to go to a smaller lineup. They went to basically 4 guards and a forward with Bo Levesque because they wanted to pressure. So you take that chance, and Olynyk comes up, and Bo Levesque has the foul.
79-78. It'll be Olynyk at the line. Levesque didn't play big minutes because of his foul trouble, but when he was in there, 14 points, 5 of 7 shooting.
Yeah, and he's been playing better, in the last 5 to 6 games for St. Mary's. Finally healthy after those hip injuries that he's sustained throughout his career. But right now, with Waldo back in the game and St. Mary's without any timeouts, look for the quick push and the spread floor again and let Dellavedova go to work.
Another classic between these two rivals when for most of the game it just didn't feel like we were going to get a game like this. 2 huge free throws for Olynyk. He makes the first. He's got 30. A guy who has blossomed, Stephen, into one of the big scorers in the country.
Almost looks like a repeat of the Santa Clara game where he had 33.
Well, that was his career high. He's real close here tonight. He's still got a chance to get it. One more for Olynyk. And this is obviously a big free throw. He got them both.
Now, if you ask Kansas and Iowa State, do you foul?
Good question. Bell was trying to foul. Dellavedova got the 3 off and he missed it. So they did not. I think Bell was trying to foul him.
He was trying to. He put his hands up to the referee like,
how come you didn't call it?
Right.
No whistle was blown. Dellavedova did get the look. I mean, he was definitely trying to foul him before the shot.
Yep.
So 3-point game and now 6.9 seconds. The Zags, if they get it in cleanly, are very close to a win. Stockton trying to get it in, and he did to Pangos. Pangos time winding down the foul with 3.3 seconds, and that should do it, assuming Pangos can make a free throw.
And more relief than anything from this crowd. It was a big-time party here at halftime, but St. Mary's didn't want to get left out. And I tell you what, I've got more respect for the Gales now than I had coming into this game.
Well, I think you said the right word, relief. Randy Bennett will be disappointed if Pangos converts. He does. Zags will travel to Portland. And then great matchup on ESPN with a very good Butler team. January 19th. Can't wait for that one. BYU's a good team. He made them both. Stephen Holt, the final shot of the game, no good. Horn sounds, Zags win, and you can see the relief for Mark Few. That was a battle between two good teams.
Oh man, a great battle, and one team dominating the first half, the other dominating the second half, and the players made plays down the stretch. Kevin Pangos and Kelly Olynyk for Gonzaga.
Olynyk had 31, Pangos had 22. Dellavedova and Holt played big for St. Mary's. But in the end, a win for the Zags. The final score, Gonzaga 83, St. Mary's 78. College basketball live coming up next on ESPN2. For Stephen Barno, Dave Fleming saying so long from Spokane. For more information, you can log on to ESPN.com. Zags win.